Welcome to day 2 of our blended component of our blended flipped classroom. This time we'll talk more about questioning and connecting. And as a group, you are welcome to work through this at your own pace. However, there are certain parts of the assignments that you're going to have to do as a group. And so this chat is available to allow you to use that within your group if that's what you wish. There you could communicate with each other saying that I am on the Blitz research, ready to move on to essential questions, ready to move on into engaging students, so on and so forth, so that as a group you're kind of moving through the content together. There are two components here that you are required as a group to work with each other, and those have little asterisks by them. You can see here the Blitz research is one such, as is engaged students. So this group chat is there for you to use if you wish. That's not required. That is up to you. But the next 4 stations are going to help you understand and take a look at essential questions. And by the time you get through with this, you should have an understanding of what an essential question is, how to create an essential question, and then at the end, you will actually write your own essential question. So let's go in so you can see what it is you're going to do in each piece of this. The first one we'll take a look at is a Blitz research, and this is taking a look at project-based learning versus universal by design. Sorry, understanding by design. So we're going to take a look at the Blitz research, which is taking project-based learning, and take a look at that versus the understanding by design component that is piece of the Iowa core. So you can read about the goals and the introduction and goals. There is a think about here. These are questions that you're going to think about because what you are going to do here is do your own research. So as you do your own research on project-based learning and understanding by design, think about these questions and coming up with answers for those questions. When you click on the research tab, there is a custom search here, and we'll talk more about what a custom search is, but you could create a Google search inside of your online course or even your face-to-face course that only searches through the pieces of documents or websites that you have decided meet the criteria, and they would stay within that instead of doing a full whole Google search out in the whole World Wide Web. So individually, you'll do your own custom search, and then you'll click on whatever group you've been assigned to go into. In this case, it's a Google Drive document, and you would then deal with your research, add your comments, your thoughts here, because you're going to take those thoughts, and then in the create part, you are going to actually use this collaborative whiteboard to visually draw what your vision of a project-based learning and understanding by design looks like graphically. So we're going to bring in some of your creative juices to talk more about that. So that's your first assignment. Altogether, we're looking at this piece of our day taking about 45 to 50 minutes. So some require more time. This Blitz research will require more time. The essential question and the essential understandings are individually you'll progress through them individually, which would take you less time. So once you're done with the Blitz research, you can go into the essential questions. The goal is to learn what makes a good essential question, and you will click through the slideshow to understand that. And you'll want to take notes along the way to help you retain this information so that you're able to apply it. That's the second piece of our section. The third piece is a collaborative unit again, in which you're all going to want to participate because at the end there will be a interactive there'll be an interactive virtual meeting that you're going to all do together. So I'm going to click on engage students with the right questions. Again, here's our goal. These are the things you're going to think about. That you're going to watch this video individually, of the first 2.44 minutes of this particular video, and think about these questions because we're going to have a discussion, a virtual discussion, that talks more about what we're seeing here to kind of help us dig deeper into what questioning looks like. And then you're ready to go into the virtual question as a group. Click on your individual group. It'll launch a Zoom, and I've asked you to make sure that that works on your computer, and you'll have that kind of virtual discussion. Once you're done with that, and we aren't talking about taking a half hour. This is like a quick 5 or 10 minute discussion, or even less, depending upon what works for your group. And then finally, as part of your learning, there's an individual learning piece called Essential Understandings, and you'll go into that. We're talking about what essential understandings are. Click on the lesson, and you'll go through the self-paced learning opportunity on what it is to come up with your essential understandings for you and for your students. So by the time you have finished these 4 pieces, you should have a really good understanding about what essential question is, how to develop essential questions, how to get kids into that deeper understanding. Then finally, you'll create your own essential question. You just click on this database. We've done this already several times. You would click on add an entry, and when you add your entry, you're just going to tell us what your essential question is. And again, make sure it gets that deeper understanding. We don't want the ability just to say, for the students to say yes or no. We want them to dig deeper, to tell me what grade level it is, what curriculum, and again, it can fit multiples, that's perfectly fine. Any additional thoughts that you have on the application or any of that type, and then save and view, or you can add as many as you want, but you need to add at least 1. After you are done with all this, you're free to take a short break and then meet us back in the classroom.